After the hit successes that were Michael Crichton's and Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park, there was instant demand and opportunity for more. Crichton was tapped, even begged by Spielberg and Universal Studios to continue the story so that they could continue their franchise. And within 2 years of the first film's release, 5 years after the first book was published, Crichton obliged the request by writing a sequel, The Lost World, which quickly filled up bookstores and was soon adapted into the atrocious sequel that we all know today. However, while the second film carries much baggage for the franchise, the book is largely adored by its fans, so today I'm going to unload my thoughts on the book as shortly as I can, and hopefully explain whether this book is actually worth the read, or if you can just stop after the first. 4 years after the disaster that was Jurassic Park, we find our beloved hero, Dr. Ian Malcolm, within the crosshairs of a new, eccentric explorer, Dr. Richard Levine, a well-known and wealthy paleontologist who is eager to learn about the events of InGen, Isla Nublar, and Jurassic Park. Malcolm reluctantly finds himself back in Costa Rica after hearing about dinosaur carcasses washing up on their shores and discovering a second island filled with dinos that offers them the unique chance to observe their behavior and unearth the mysteries behind their age-old extinction. While this book takes some time to warm up and set up this new installment within the story, once it gets going, I found it hard to put down. The stakes are bigger than before, the action and thrills are much more intense, and the lessons and themes are just as interesting, both expanding upon previous teachings while incorporating new topics entirely. Crichton is a masterful author and apparently researcher, simultaneously teaching you while he entertains you. He will get you to question things you know and have considered facts your entire life, all the while delivering blood-pumping scares and adrenaline-filled scenes with no end in sight. That said, while I found the characters of Jurassic Park to be the weakest component in a still very strong book, it's my opinion that The Lost World continues this trend with even weaker characters than before. Again, that's not to say that they are bad, but I think many will find them less interesting than the likes of Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and John Hammond. They are still compelling enough to make the stakes feel real. In fact, new additions like Jack Thorne I found to be very fun and beneficial to the series, and I'm still confused as to why he was stripped out of the film. But with little to no character arcs or interesting relationships aside from those with the new set of children, this one feels like a bit of a step down from the first. But if you're more into scares and sporadic scientific lectures, have no fear, this one delivers all that and more, making this a fantastic continuation in those regards. Filled with interesting tidbits on chaos theory and mathematics, paleontology, philosophy, engineering, and of course, dinosaurs, this book is a riveting read that will be hard to put down. As for my score, I'd really like to give this one the same 9 out of 10 that I gave the first, however, I had a glaring issue with the pacing that slightly ruined the reading experience for me personally. Crichton sets up this huge revelation dozens of times within the book, with Malcolm just a hair away from sharing it before something interrupts him and either changes the topic or the task at hand, such as running for their lives. If he had done this once or twice, or heck even just 3 times, I wouldn't have minded it as much, but with a genuine 5 or 6 times, I found it very detracting from the overall pacing and reading experience. And so for that reason alone, I'm dropping my score to an 8.5, which is still a stellar score that depicts the level of craft and storytelling within this novel. If you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Is my score too high or too low? Where would you place this one in reference to the first? And how do you feel about its film adaptation? I would love to see your thoughts and keep the discussion going down in the comments below. In case you missed my review of the first novel, you can click the link at the top of the screen right now or in the description below. But before you go, don't forget to leave a like and share this video with a friend if you enjoyed it, as those are the best ways to help this channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. But as for now, that's it for me. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to this 2-minute book review. I will see you all next time.